Hello, welcome back to my crafty corner. This weekend, over Thanksgiving week, I've been working on the vintage Christmas mini albums that I had a few videos out on already. And I was just having trouble getting these finished up. I don't know why. I just couldn't get it done. Couldn't figure out what I wanted to do on them. So I have the two smaller ones here. I have the larger one as well. I don't have it on here because you can see the glare and from my normal lights, and it might be a little bit dark right now because I don't have my ring light. It has messed up on me. All right, so we're just gonna do, this is just gonna be a flip through. I'm just gonna go through and show you what I've done for each one. And we'll just start with these right here. I think they're really cute. Now, I did really kind of deck out the fronts because, and they are quite large. It's quite big on the top, quite dimensional. But I'm okay with that because I feel like these are going to be really cute sitting on a shelf. And the two small ones are actually my favorite ones. I like them better than I do the large one. But I'm going to do a flip through of these. So I'll just start with this one. And as always, I will try to link all of the products that I used in the description box below. So, front here, I think in the latest video I had shown where I put the wood slice or this wood embossing folder that I used. I did go through and spray the cutouts that I had, and I just, cut them up. I still have a ton of tags, and I still have stuff left over. I just cut so much and inked so much that, I have it ready to go. I still have some from other things that I didn't even use. So, now this album is the one where I had, when I folded down the pages, I didn't measure, or I didn't try it before I finished. And so the pages end up being longer than the book. And I just took a little piece of cardstock, made me a little template, drew me out a little decorative edge. I cut out several of those, glued them together, and then just attached them on the ends there to extend the book out a little bit. And there would have been different ways, but I like it. I think it's turned out kind of cute. You like it too? My helper says he likes it too. All right, so I've got the tattered poinsettia. I think pretty much everything in here I have used is a Tim Holtz Sizzix or Stampers Anonymous, and inks are all Ranger Distress inks or oxides or archivals. And then of course the papers are from the Paper Studio. It's called Vintage Christmas, and I also went through and printed out some of the ticking fabric type ticking papers to go with it. It's not fabric, but it's to mimic the fabric. And so I really like that. And I have glitter. I did use some glitter, some glossy accents, and then I just put some little glitter on it. And I used the distressed glitter in the garland. I hadn't used it yet, so I thought nice time to use it, but I have it everywhere. So all I did on the front was add that. I had some velvet trim. This is actually green. It's very, very dark. I know it looks black, probably even on the camera, but I have that, just some of the holly, some of the little berry ones. I had this word peace cut out. I use these a lot. I love them. I wish there were more words in this font. I really love that old world type font. And so all I did was I took another stamp that said peace on earth, and I just stamped the on earth and did like a little banner thing here and put it underneath the piece. And then of course the backs is just plain. All right. And then we have a little pocket here on the front part. I just cut a little tag out of some of that stamped on it with a stamp, and then just made a little tag. Now, I didn't back the back part of these. You can if you want. I mean, I had papers. I probably could have, and I might go back and do that. I don't know. But I didn't for just that moment. And then all I did here was more of that poinsettia with the holly. All right, so all I did was I used this little stamp set here. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Stamped that out, kind of popped it up in some areas to make it look like it's, you know, kind of a waving banner. And did that little corner. I did not, on the two small ones, I didn't mat these little pieces here. I'm okay with them not being matted. I think it's not really bothered me. I might choose to do so later. I'm not really sure, but I probably not. I'll probably just leave it like that. I took some of these smaller tags, the ones that I'd used, the ink, using that technique that Tim Holtz had this technique on his, one of the demos that he did. And so I tried it, and then I just stamped a little sentiment out on there. Used that little hole reinforcer type deal there, put some twine in there. I will try to make a video on how to do this. Of course, like I said, Tim Holtz, he has a demo on how he does that, and I just followed his. But if that's something that you're interested in seeing, I can show how I did it, you know. And then just another little tag with some twine. Now this one, and I don't know if I showed this or not, because honestly it's been a while since that last video. I don't remember what the last thing was that I showed. But to close up these pockets so that I could use the entire width, you know, which I might not would have needed it, but still, I just used my Stampin' Up, that will be the only punch, I guess, that I use that's not a Tim Holtz brand punch, is to close up the pockets. And then it kind of gives it a little decorative type feel on the back, and I thought that's really pretty. And I just left the insides of these plain because this one's already getting pretty thick, so I didn't want to add way too much. Here, just used a craft one, inked around it, stamped Merry and Bright, and then just another little tag. And then that's plain there. On this side, I just had some of those little berries and stamped one of the sentiments out. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And then I just put a little twine bow on that. And on this one, I had this pine branch cut, right? So I put that down. Well, I wanted pine cones on it, so I took a stamp from one of the stamp sets, and I just stamped it out and then colored it, and I stamped it with Archival, and then went over it with, I think, probably Walnut Stain, because that's what's on my table. And then I just cut those out and added those, and I thought that was really cute. I could have added a little saying or whatever on there, but I chose not to on this one. All right, and then we flip over, and it's still the same. Got that little tag, Season's Greetings, this tag here. Some of them I had to kind of paper piece because of how the direction was and all that stuff. Excuse me. And then this one here. Now, mine turned out really light. I could have probably went back over it, and I've done that with a few things in different little projects, but went back over and made it darker. Still using up my ribbon. I think I've about ran out of it, but I did the tag album. I did the flip tag pocket things, those that I made, and I think there's like 6 of those, I think. I made those, and what little bit I have on all 3 of these albums, and all that I made that's lasted, and I still have a little bit of each one left. All right, so that just tucks in there. And then, of course, these 2 open out, and they are just plain. on the inside there. And then on the back side here, I kind of kept this back part the same as I did the other. And I have that same stamp just in a different color. Stamped it on that pattern. And then just the same. And I didn't ink all of the craft cardstock. I inked some and I didn't ink others. It's fine. And so on this one, I have the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And then all I did was I took one of the little branches, another little pine cone, and cut that out and just put that there. And that's it for that one. I really like it though. It's pretty. That one's shiny. It's got some of the mica stains on there. And then this one, well, here, hang on, let me show you. I was going to show you how thick, see how this one is. It's pretty thick. So by the time you have pictures, but I feel like it would be really pretty to just set out on a table. So I like it. I love this one though. And so did pretty much the same thing, just use different elements. So I used the little pine cones. I don't really know if mine look that much like pine cones. Those are kind of hard to twist up. And then, of course, I used watercolor paper, so that could have been why I was, really stiff. Made me a bow there. And I actually ended up using 3 of these branches. So I put 2 down, and then I was like, well, I didn't like the pine cones just sticking onto it. It looked really flat. So I took another one, and I just cut it up and then kind of placed it over the pine cones so that it looks like, an actual branch with pine cones. So that's what I was trying for anyways. And then I did the same thing here. I used the word wish. So I stamped out we and you a Merry Christmas and put that out to finish out that little saying. Use that velvet, red velvet trim there. And then the side and the back are just plain. And then on this one, the pockets go to the side. So I have a tag there. And then I did the same with that one. And then on this one, I used one of the little labels. Some of those little, the little branch that I did, I painted the little berries and then went over with the glossy accents. I've done that. I've used those in several different things, but I just did a label so you can journal there or write a date or whatever. And then put just one of the little bows on it. And then on the pages, they are all pretty much the same. I didn't do anything really to them because we have this little decorative band. And I feel like that adds enough, and they slip off like this. And then they fold out like that. So that's plenty of places to add photos. So, and yeah. And that just slips on like that to keep it closed. And then we have the little centerpieces here that we ended up doing for our tags. And the tag just sits down in there. And then again, I just used the ribbon to wind and our glossy accented hole reinforcers. And you could add, we could add, some different little things there. We could have added some, you could add some of the little holly or the different branches and things like that. I chose not to because it was already getting pretty thick. And then too, I have these, so I didn't want anything to interfere with that. And I feel like that's enough decoration. I think the papers in that are pretty enough that you don't need all that. And I'm not going to take this off of every single one because I did, I believe, show this in one of the other videos. So if you're interested in that or how I even started out making this album, you can go back and watch those. I can tell you too that pretty much all of the dies and stamps that I used come from Simon Says Stamped, with the exception of the buckle dies. These I got off of Amazon. I went back, I tried to find those. I could not find them. I'm pretty sure you could I'm pretty sure there's something out there somewhere. I even showed one where you could just use your shapes and make your own. So there's that. And then on this one, I did the same thing. I did that branch. I stamped out a couple more little pine cones, stuck those on there, and did the label. And then this one, I wish I'd have thought when I stamped it out, or when I why does that not want to go in there? I hate it when that happens. There we go. I was trying too hard. So I wish I'd have thought when I stamped these out as to which direction I would have the tag going. And I mean, you know, so it's kind of in there upside down, but I didn't want to do another one. I had already put all that stuff up, so, because all that is, well, I mean, I just cut a strip of paper, stamped it, and it probably wouldn't have taken much, but anyways. And they're all, because I did all of the tag corners on the same end, so I wish I'd have done them on this end. But that's okay. It'll be all right. All right, so that's it for the two small ones. But is that not just cute? I really like it. So I like it when I like things. I'm probably going to keep the two smaller ones for myself because I really do like them. And I think I want them setting on, I may do like one on like a riser or something like that and have one. I want to have those sitting out in my craft space for Christmas for a decoration. And then I might go through and put pictures in it. All right, so the large one, and I'm sorry if there's a glare on the front of that. I do have acetate. And I just took the very front part of that paper pad, I cut that down to size and put that on there because I really liked that. And then, so that just slips down in there. Use that tab punch. Kind of kept with the same top. You know, got the poinsettia, got some holly branches, got some of the berries on there. I thought about putting one here, but I changed my mind because there's so much, I didn't want it too busy, and it's fairly busy. So, the side is just that. The back, I just took one of the labels, I backed it on craft cardstock, and then I took one of those little berry branches and I just cut it in half and used it on each end to kind of add a little bit of decoration. And I think that's cute. So you could write the date or to from, or, you know, I could put like made by. And then the inside of this is very simple because like I feel like it is pretty thick. I think you're going to have plenty of room with paper. I don't think that's going to be, or for photos, I don't think that's going to be an issue, but it will fill it out probably some more. So, you know. So this one, all I did was I just layered up, this is a 5x7. So your photo, if you want the cream to show, I would have to trim down the photo to put on there, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. And I went ahead and I stuck these down, and I'm like, Sarah, why did you not wait? That way you could take a picture in there, but it's fine. If not, you could journal here and put a photo here, and it's journal beside it. That might work just as well. Also, I did leave it kind of undone at the top here, so that if you wanted to stick something in there, it's a pocket. All right, so I did the front insides and the back inside the same. I just alternated where I put my poinsettia so that it doesn't interfere with this part, right? All right, so on these, I was having a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do on these little flips, and I'm like, Sarah, come on. But I don't know why I struggled. So I ended up going through and I stamped out these little, it's deliver to, and what's the other one say? Do I not have one? Special delivery. Jeez. Okay. So deliver to and special delivery. And I stamped those out in the red, green, and blue ink. And then on here, I thought, okay, well, I could put that on there and make a little because I had already had these tags, right? And I was like, I could make that a little pocket, glue on the back of it. Make that a little pocket and then stick my tags down in. So I thought, well, I'm not gonna have enough room if I use the large tag, right? So I took those tab punches, which I don't have one. Let's see. This, my Stampin' Up! Tab punch. That thing. And I had some of those already punched out. And so I just attached it to this and wrapped that around the edges and made it a little tuck or a little pocket. I tried to switch it up and use different little branches. And so I put this one on here, just put the little bow, did the little bit. I think this and one other tag is the only one I left to do that with. And then of course you have the tag in the top here. And there's plenty of room. I think you could put more if you wanted to. And then on this one, all I did was I just used that label. And I didn't make it a tuck or anything like that. I thought you could put a picture here and you could journal there. And then, of course, large photos. And then it folds this way and this way. And I did not do anything on the insides. But anyway, so that goes like so. And then we have the large photo mat. Use that tab again. I never do put it back in the right one. All right, so like that. And then we open up here to the inside. So I took the ticking and I just cut the little strips out. And then I had some different little poinsettias, and so I put those together and I just put those there for a little bit of decoration. And I love that red against that. It's pretty, right? And that's kind of like just a separator because I didn't have anything there at first and I didn't really like it. So I kind of mimicked and did it like I did this here. So I like that. All right. And then I didn't do anything here because you can see, I mean, look, that's pretty thick. And that's just this one. So I didn't add anything else to this inside. I feel like sometimes I go overboard, and maybe even I did go a little overboard on this one, or maybe I didn't do enough. I don't know. If you fold it out though, it folds, so you have this little flap that folds out, and then this one folds out, and then this flap folds out, and then this entire one here folds out, and then we have another one of these little flip pockets. And I did the exact same thing on all of them using those tabs and that one of those labels. And then I just stuck a little branch on there just to give a little bit of decoration. Use the smaller tags here on the inside because I didn't want a lot of bulk in here. And then label on the back. Same thing. And then this one is pretty much the same way. Pull that. Same thing, just a different tag and a different little, use the little berries on that one. And there we go. And then, of course, they all have that top tag. I'm not going to pull all of those out either. And that goes back. And then the same thing here. Except on this one, the red probably would have looked better, but I already had the blue cut out, and I didn't want to have to pull out the red again, so I just used what I already had. And it still looks, I think it still really looks good. So then I'm just used some holly and more of those little poinsettias that I made. Tag there, a large one. And then the back being the same, little branch, tag, flip up. I forgot what is even in here. Yeah. So good space for photos. And two, if it is something that I decided to put photos in myself, I can always go back through and add different things to the other pages, you know, for that. So there it is. That is my vintage Christmas album, finally finished. I feel like my chipboard there is like wanting to curl up. I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. Pretty thick album. We've got that one and then the two smaller ones. I feel like that's a lot of work right there. Took me a hot minute. And I was sorry that I didn't get it to you earlier. And I know I've already done some other projects in between then. But for those, I was stumped on this. And I didn't really know kind of where I wanted to go or how I wanted to go about it. So this is what we ended up with. And I'm happy with them. I think they turned out pretty. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell. That would help my channel out greatly. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.